Welcome to Dungeon World, guys. We are here in the grand city of Scias. Our priestess here has become a involuntary part of the party as they have taken downtime to rest and level up. So, let's sum up what happened with you guys. Urra, what
All
stats
right,
have you upgraded?
I've upgraded my since we leveled up twice actually because the DM gave us a free level up and we actually had enough XP, 8 exactly to level up in the from level 1 to 2, and then he just gave us a freebie. So I leveled up from my con from an 8 to a 9, and my intelligence from a 15 to a 16.
Beautiful. You also have 2 new moves and a new identified gear.
Yes, one of my new moves is called Wealth and Taste. When you make a show of your most valuable possession, you can demand someone. Where is it wording?
You can basically try to persuade people with really fancy looking jewelry.
Basically, oh look, we recently came across this 200 gold old wife's necklace. And then I also have Envenom, which makes it so I can use the golden root as touch instead of applied.
That just means all you have to do is pinprick someone. You don't even
I did not
necessarily.
mean to click that button.
Whoop! We did a bloop. All right, guys.
did a
Urra
bloop.
rolled a 6. That means she drowns in the river.
Woo! Next character.
No.
And finally,
Your gear.
finally, my gear. Yes, I got a new piece of equipment.
The priestess has voluntarily identified these things over the break.
That whip thing is called Viper's Whip. Its main tags is Arcane, Reach, and Precise.
You're welcome.
And the thing about it is that when you whip it out, it will actually turn into like a snake itself. That's like the whole arcane magic thing.
Does it also have +1 damage, or
yes, it also has +1 damage and the ability to instead like choke or entangle someone because it's an intelligent snake, so it's way better at that.
Yay!
Yeah, so you have a snake that you can command. Arye, what stats have you upgraded?
I have upgraded my intelligence from 8 to 9. Now I'm not completely stupid. And my constitution from a 15 to a 16.
Wait, we both raised our con and intelligence?
Yeah.
Yes.
Better. You raised your body and minds, is what happened.
Yes.
And let's get to blacksmith last. You brought interrogator.
I got interrogator, which allows me to parlay using threats of impending violence as leverage. And I'll use strength instead of charisma to do that.
One of your moves relates to your new gear, but you have decided to take the ability to destroy a weapon and take its properties into your unique weapon. And so you took what was originally the Slayer's Kopesh, as it was identified. Now your slave's chain has become imbued. Besides being more mean and messy and all that, can you tell me what its unique property is?
It will destroy 1 armor per attack every time I attack an opponent. So now they're going to have to deal with me a lot faster.
Yes, you are going to become a bigger bother to even the strongest enemies. With that, Rania, as she has introduced herself, gets up. And the last thing we were considering was that she's disappointed that she's going to miss the pharaohs, the live and dead one, meeting each other at the palace. And Arye doesn't like the idea of what they're planning. But Urra, you did offer her if she wanted to try to see it herself.
Yes, the intention is to have her as to sneak in and then have a favor help us later on. Was the idea, but I couldn't think of a good favor offhand.
Are you smoking your urn while you're doing this? Because
if you think that
it will give a +1 a parlay, is all I'm saying.
It will, yeah. I would like to then.
Rania partakes of your recreational drug, as she, as you attempt to convince her this is the good idea. So, I put
Here,
your plus
we'll
one
sneak-
forward. I put your plus one forward. Roll parlay.
Jeez, I needed that.
Yeah, you did. She says, I can get you past the city itself if you said they're going to give you trouble. But my authority does not necessarily extend to the palace. Once I get you there, I think I'll go back to my temple. But I will make sure that the city itself will not trouble you.
Oh, thank you.
With that, she begins the procession, her new procession, a lot less grand. Doesn't have a big old sarcophagus mummy with it. And as such, you guys pass an abstracted distance of, ridiculous amounts of guards. You see slaves that have been that are still getting extremely busy. Most of them are still carving what seems to be smaller statues of what could be possibly seen as soldiers for the afterlife. But there you go further and further until you see a grand palace, white of white stone, and you see that among its fountains and beneath the statue of the current pharaoh Nefertep, you see a glossy, like reflective surface along the entire palace, like courtyard floor. In the distance, you see activity moving around, and Rania looks to you and says, "This is as far as I can take you myself. You should have probably no trouble being able to see the pharaoh on your own accord. I would assume anyway. Tell him that you helped me out. I think that might be able to do the trick. Now, I have to go find my previous superior."
Thank you.
With that, Rania leaves the scene. Arye, Urra, the courtyard stands before you.
Urra, you may want to go first.
You want to go sneaking in, or you want to do the whole hi? Here we go. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
Alright. So I understand you're trying to be subtle, but as you're walking along the courtyard, it's a bit eerie how empty it all seems. You see, of course, the guardsmen, the plumed archers out in the distance, way out there in the distance. But it's a very, very, very ominous presence this all gives. Urra, you have a bad feeling about this.
Did you want me to fight? You want me to discern realities,
Yes,
or
I
use?
want you to defy danger with intelligence right now.
Oh, with intelligence. Okay. I need to go find what I rolled. Oh, that's good. 12 plus.
Urra, Arye, you start to walk side by side, spreading off only to be making sure that you're tightly knit so that you both look rather appropriately matched. So that it looks like you're supposed to belong. Urra, you start to have a really uncomfortable feeling getting underneath the statue of Nefertep.
Under what?
Under the statue of the pharaoh Nefertep. So I need to ask you, what alignment do you want to be seen as?
Good. I feel like I may have been the wrong answer.
Urra, you turn around and you quickly tap Arye because you see that the statue itself has detected your presence.
Yep, that was the wrong decision.
As you start to see it rising from its stone seat, it starts to look at you with its great mighty physique and its great stone form. And as its eyes start to have that glossy, discerning look, you realize that you and Arye are probably going to be seen in the worst light to this thing. And you need your distance now.
Okay, so apparently it doesn't look good. I thought good would have been fine because, like, say, okay. We need to move. Got it. Is there a ledge or higher
The
ground to?
Yeah, the ramp up here, you have been able to maneuver around it so that it doesn't have a great head start on you guys.
Well, I was thinking that maybe I can use the whip to grab onto one of the ledges and get up there faster.
Just because of your role, you're not in like the immediate danger of this guy's reach.
Okay.
Sorry, the
But he's
distance is
still
a little
chasing us.
is a little silly here.
Okay, but still trying to chase us. Got it.
Array, that stone
Mhm.
golem looks at you especially fiercely as its eyes start to stop shifting underneath with that arcane glow. It's making an especially determined march towards you.
I wish to actually stand forward, confident, test out, ready for it to come at me.
All right. All right, give me some defense while Urra tries to find a better entrance than the front one. Oh my gosh. All right, we'll handle that in a moment because
Oh.
you are defended up. Urra, taking as your friend is starting to take the attention away from this thing, you start looking past some of the oblivious sentries and trying to find windows and stuff to reach. Because of your because of how sharp you're being right now, I need you to take +1 on your dex as you
Okay.
are attempting to find a much more perilous but appropriate approach into the temple.
So +1 forward with a dex roll.
Yes. You find this perfect ledge. It's a little bit on the second floor. You realize that the room it's occupying is hardly the room is not occupied. And if you got a rope down there, Arye should have no trouble. Arye does have some trouble though. Arye, the great
Okay.
golem, its fist raised up, it's ready to do a double-headed slam upon you. As you are ready with your defensive stance, how will you fight back?
Are you gonna hack and slash?
Yeah, that's totally allowed.
Okay. In that case, I'll actually I might just continue. Like, I don't want to necessarily hack and slash, but like I want to still use my chain to maybe like wrap around its leg and like
Okay. All right.
kind
You're
of
gonna
twist
trip it up.
around.
You're gonna trip it up.
Yeah,
Do it. Give me
yeah.
some defy danger with strength.
Some what?
Defy danger with strength. That's all I'm saying. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. You get this. You get this thing around. You get your chain out around its leg, and as you pull it, its fist is offset as it falls over, or not too gracefully. It catches itself with its other hand, trying not to lose itself. And Urra has the time necessary to get the rope set up. It's nice and sturdy.
You want me to go ahead and spend it?
Yes. Now, Array, this golem is not too easily getting up, but as you remove your chain so that you still have it, you feel
Mhm.
some of the stone like crackles out of its leg. It's still within some reach, but you've gained distance towards the rope. It still has you within a reach. What will you do?
I'll start backing towards so that I can go over to where he is at, and like where he's at,
Like here?
kind of like, yeah, kind of waiting for it to attack if it is, and if it's not, wait until he does his
All right. As you look at it, it seems to be trying to grab you instead.
grab me.
Yep.
In that case, I don't want him to grab me.
Yeah.
So
That's good. That's an appropriate response.
Definitely don't want him to grab me. It's now 10 strats I got there. Like let it try to grab me and then dodge out of his hand.
All right, start dodging. And if it does try to do it, you could still try to get defense holds.
Okay.
Oh gosh, Arye, you're on top of point. You are completely slipped out of its grasp completely. This thing actually falls a bit more as its one leg is not up to snuff. And you just full on gracefully as a cat climb up the rope. Urra and you look back as the golem is pathetically staring up. Some of the archers from the temple grounds or the palace steps, they look confused at all this, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, but they do not spot any of you. And you two have snuck successfully into the palace.
I would definitely like no damage was dealt on either side. We were just rolling double digits.
Yeah, you guys were just like, I'm all lucky, there is no way I could fail, all that. That's you guys right now.
Yeah.
All right. So, to put things into perspective, your room is a nice, peaceful room that has been occupied more so by cushions and finery than it has been by people. But outside, you can definitely hear that there are footsteps. Not towards the door, but patrolling.
Okay.
Urra, are you going to attempt the stealth espionage extraordinaire?
Of course.
All right. You peek the door as carefully as you can. You see that it's what you should expect. You see men, spear and shields, patrolling up and down. Down the hall, you can find that way more down there, past some fine curtains. You can only assume. So you can assume down here, that's probably where the much more finer living spaces are. Something more high class. Whereas here it extends off into much larger halls, much higher ceiling. But patrols go around every once in a while. You've seen pit guards before. They're much more simple and they're far too they're there for alerts. They're not there to hold the line.
Yeah. So now the question is, do we go up or down then?
How about me? I think you know the answer to that, right, Urra?
Do I?
Give me some info.
Okay.
You know you know these palaces, right?
Right. 9 intelligence.
Urra, if you really want to help Arye out with this whole deal, with his trying to find the pharaoh, you have to go downstairs.
Okay.
There's only one problem though. Given how grand you've seen that throne room, it is almost unlikely that anyone as big as him will be able to have any hope of being sneaky. You're covered.
Yeah. So I need to find distractions on the way.
Not necessarily. It's just that being able to make your presence quiet in a grand throne room is not going to be as easy.
Holding in a grand throne room, holding a giant chain, big body. Is it?
Yeah, I do not like that chain, by the way. Why are you carrying it with you still? Like, you have a sword, and it's just like, no, let's put magic sword powers into a chain. I'm like, why?
You're just
Not very
criticizing.
sneaky
You're
like.
criticizing his preference for a noisy,
Okay,
cheeky weapon.
what? Okay, so what if I told you that your orichalcum blade just absolutely
Okay, no,
sucks
no,
and
we're
get
not
rid of it?
bringing that up into account. No, no.
All right.
We're in Egypt. We're in this cool Egyptian place with the pharaoh, and you guys are talking nonsense.
All right, let's keep going. So I guess Urra will attempt to safely lead the way, where Arye would be like, say, a number of steps behind, if not a corner
All right.
or something. And we're going to go downstairs.
Now, Ray, there is a problem going downstairs immediately. You've seen them chasing you through the desert, these snobbish and arrogant warriors. You see one of the plumed cavalry standing bravely, stoutly, with his bow, watching downstairs, the throne below. He has not seen you.
Okay. So so his back is to me and everything.
Yes, he has not been made aware of your presence.
So I have to be quick and quiet. All right. So can I backstab with the whip?
Yeah, it's a precise weapon.
Okay. I would like to attempt to backstab with the whip.
All right.
With the whip.
To give some more details, this guy is wearing fine scale armor.
That means I'm still going for the neck / head area.
Now, give me some dexterities.
Dexterity check.
Well, it's backstabs though. All right.
Oh.
You have one
Backstabs,
option.
Choose one. Deal the damage plus extra.
Oh. And that's gonna be with the whip, so that's a pretty powerful whip. So, is it equipped? Let me just check so that it gets calculated proper. No, it wasn't equipped. Now it's equipped. Now you can roll your damage.
Just roll damage.
Yeah, I'll roll the d6 extra. Oh, okay. This guy hears like a soft like, and then as he looks about, there's a snake just like, and then he just like, as he's yanked in, you see that his throat is cut out, and as he's just gurgling and slowly dies to the floor.
Okay, and I'm trying to drag him without spilling blood on the floor to the room we were in.
Perfect. You have not
Drag.
Yeah, you have not. Yes, drag has been done.
Do the drag.
All right, now let me update the area of ahead so that way you guys are not walking blind.
Yay.
Yes, that would be good. But up ahead, down these stairs, you see exactly what it leads to, Urra. This is one of the sides of a massive throne room. You look about, grand curtains, really tall windows that are spilling in like excessive amounts of light. And you see over at this far end, like way over here, so past this throne. It's like a big old slab, really. More so.
Hmm.
You see slaves, like tens of them, tens of them, all about one grand figure. You see the pharaoh himself, Nefertotep. He stands about as before him. He sees the procession from before. So he sees them show up after all this time, and they have brought a sarcophagus with them. He says, "Mighty Nefertotep, God amongst the elves on this pitiful world, we have brought your ancestor to hear of your great ideal. The priest steps back as the sarcophagus is laid down. Urra, do you want to get Arye to see this?
Probably, if it's
It's
safely
fine. It's
possible.
fine. I'm not gonna let him get spotted. Okay. It's just that if you want,
Yes.
it's just that you have a better chance of entering this place undetected than he ever will.
Yeah, but I just don't know what the correct decision to do here is.
The sarcophagus lid is lifted up with great strain by all four of the big, strong temple wardens. The pharaoh Nefertep stands up anxiously, waiting, and you see a spectral mist emanating from the sarcophagus itself. As you all stare, you see a wicked and terrible sight for certain. You see that indeed a mummy, far better wrapped than the embalmed, still fashioned himself into his perfectly clean clothes, his finery, his grand appearance, as he just simply levitates himself upwards. It's almost like a vampire, really. You see in his
wow.
left and right hands the crook and flail of the crook and the scepter and flail that he held in life. He stands about and steps out from his sarcophagus. In a voice that spews out dust with every syllable, he says, "So, you have come to rewrite fate itself. Leave us on now. This matters between me and him." The priest and the temple guards immediately recognize this, and they obey their master as they leave. Only a handful of slaves come about to take gingerly several possessions from the sarcophagus, and they lay them out on a table right here. You only see like pots and urns and maybe some jewelry, but nothing that looks like a weapon or something.
Okay. So Arye is present, right? Seeing this?
Yes.
Okay.
Arye, you see that the Pharaoh Nefertep is actually speaking to his old ancestor. What do you think about all this?
I don't like this whatsoever. This doesn't seem remotely right at all.
How do you conference with Urra?
Where is there anybody besides Urra in earshot?
No.
Okay, good. I whisper to Urra, we need to stop this somehow.
Yeah, the how part is very big here.
Nefertep starts up again, grandly so. And he says, "Is your great legacy for all that is left. It will be but a pitiful little speck compared to my grand design." And the mummy looks to him and is like, "You speak so boldly about such things. I've heard that you have been and taking hold, placing your hands into every corner of the world here, all so that you can bridge the gap between this life and the afterlife. You say that elves will no longer need a die, that they will simply transcend and walk at the end of their life. Yes, but there is a problem. It can only happen at old age. I must ask you, is it possible that you yourself know any further secrets? Things that you have not shared with any pharaoh before?" These elves are talking about eternal life or just like a perfect merge between the afterlife and going forward. All right, you had an
Yeah.
idea?
I was just gonna start sneaking around so I can get a quote unquote better angle.
Urra, give me some dexty.
Dicks. And watch me fail this one.
Don't jinx yourself.
Oh, okay, I'm alive still.
Urra, you can't get too much of an advantageous position unless someone were to take all the attention right now.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm completely willing to do that. Like, I see that he may have a bit of difficulty, so I just rush out. I want to rush out and yell, "You will not complete this evil plan!"
All right. First of all, Urra's taking full advantage of sneaking around. The two pharaohs look at you. The mummy one holds up his scepter. He's glowing. He's got like magical crap coming out of him and all that. And he's like insolent slave. The Pharaohtep actually grabs his wrist. Insolent. Clearly, you are more blind than you look. No slave could ever walk into my palace uninvited. Not unless he was a great strong heart. The other undead mummy looks at him and is like, "You'd better not do something I regret." What is your name? You who are of low birth.
My name is Arye.
Arye, do you not see me as wise and knowledgeable beyond all others?
I like hold up the tan and go, "These prove that you aren't."
How do you know that? When you were born, you were only so pitiful. A mild and innocent and creature that could do no harm. Pitiful and powerless. But now, under the threat of the foot that crushes you, you have stood up to bite the ankles of the ones that hold you down. You have become mighty under my rule, and you have returned to me far greater than I could have ever imagined. I am not merciless, Arye. He steps out to circle with Array here. I can recognize those that are deserving of far greater strength. The mummy says, "Let me kill him. He has no power against me." The Pharaohtep just holds his hand up. Array, you do not belong with the others. You have transcended them, become greater than all this. Please, recognize mercy that is so far beneath your worth. Mercy you do not deserve. You deserve to be at my side, to enjoy all the pleasures that this palace has, that this grand and seat of the world holds. Reject your people, reject your gods, and hold me as your
See?
closest friend. He holds out his hand. He holds out his hand, his muscles bulging, his eyes locked into a tense stare. The other mummy is just like infuriated as his like fists are clenched. Array,
I go to shake his hand, but then I want to take my chain and just wrap it around his neck. You know, my chain around his neck.
oh my
And I
gosh.
say, if you were truly wise, you wouldn't let me get so close. You know.
All right, here's what I need you to do. I need you to defy danger with charisma.
Oh Lord.
Oh wait, no. You know what? I'm gonna rule this as interrogator.
Oh yes.
I'm not even bothering.
Woo.
That's just kind of like a jerk thing.
Oh my gosh, he needed that.
Yes, I did.
Array, what do you say? What's your one-liner?
If I say it, then you're really going to start equating me to Moses.
I don't mind.
Okay. I say, let my people go.
And then you get your chain around him?
No, after because gotta free my people. Man.
The moment you hear he says you let people go, he's pulling both of his swords. The pharaoh, but you're quick with your chain, so you find yourself wrestling with him, wrestling against this grand figure. The mummy wants to step in. He's got his scepter. He's like, let me end him now. And the pharaoh's like, this is my battle. This is my chance to prove worthy, and you had your time. Urra, you notice that this mummy here is really frustrated having to wait for all this. He's starting to peer around, and he starts to mutter himself and says, even if the pharaoh dies, Arye will have no chance against me. Urra, what do you think about all this?
Thoughts are, one, jump on Nefertotep to try and kill him quickly, or distract the mummy so Arye can focus on his fight. But the thing is, I don't think I can fight either one of these guys.
Give me some defy danger with intelligence.
I don't know. I can't think of anything. I need D to help me.
All right. Here's something amazing right now. Nefertotep could be killed. He is mortal and all that. He is strong. And Arye is no slouch. But that mummy, here's a little secret. He's immune to all forms of damage. But Urra, that does not mean that's only direct attacks against him. There is a way to kill greater mummies.
Really?
Think about that for a moment.
There's a way. Fire? No, that's damage.
Arye.
Arye.
You and Nefertotep, he gets his elbows. He gets his knee right into your chin, and as he's trying to wrestle you off. And it seems he's about to make it too. Are you gonna let him have his moment to spring it back?
I'm going to actually let him go so that he falls backwards, and I can get up to prepare an attack. You know.
Go ahead and do your hack and slash because he is gonna disengage successfully.
Great. I'll give myself an advantage while he.
Yeah.
Did that not work? Come on. Click.
Get your damage. Do you want me to roll it?
Click. One sec. Click. Click, click, click. Okay, it's not clicking for me.
Ah!
What the?
Oh,
you got. We're gonna take mine. How about that?
Yeah. What's your?
Well, his
10.
first one was 11, so it actually worked out either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arye does every attack in the world. By the way,
hold
hold on. One of those failed. One of them was a snake eyes. Seriously. God.
One of them.
All right.
Only
Arye,
one of them, though.
do your damage.
Give it to you.
All right. You strike him with great force. You see that his bronzen armor fashioned into steel, bronzen feathers is still holding up, but you see that it does chip away. And he is pushed back by that attack, unable to get his swords to parry it. He's backing up instead, and he says, "You're fighting a god himself, you fool!" And he takes both of his swords, clicks them together, and as he does so, you see an arrow starting to form immediately from his hands. He just turned his swords into a bow, and he's aiming at you. So, what do, Arye?
Run up and try and use my chain to disrupt that arrow being formed.
Give me some quick thinking.
Okay.
You didn't even know he had a magic, and you're like, oh shoot.
Just whoop.
Yeah, just whoop it. Oh.
Well, there goes my whooping.
All right. The whoop has not succeeded. Let me get his damage because it's gonna be fun. Oh my gosh, that was a take best. What the? This idiot. Do you want to just add insult into injury and just use the defense hold to have it?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
That ignore him or no?
I need to check. Hold on. No. He actually did no
Oh.
damage. You actually managed to take your bracer, successfully block it, but you didn't get distance as the force of that arrow pushed you back. Urra,
Yeah.
have you thought of anything in the meanwhile? Because that pharaoh is starting to get bored and starting to look around.
He can't be damaged by anything, but he can still be defeated.
You have heard rumors that they are not completely invincible. It's not like, you need magic weapons like D&D. It's something else.
As a player, the first thing that comes to mind is fire, but I'm not sure if that's what you're doing in here. The sarcophagus, is there...
The contents of the sarcophagus were placed over here. And you see several jars and jewelry and all this other stuff.
Okay, he was dead for a while, I guess, and was kept there. So I'm guessing that there's something there that was keeping him there. That's my best guess at this point.
Are you going to attempt to investigate it?
Please.
Give me some dexterity as you are trying to get close in and sneaky.
Ah, shoot, I didn't want...
Yeah, we're taking the 7. Urra, you get to this table. As you open one of the jars, you realize that they got organs in them. These are canopic jars. But as you are inspecting one of them that you couldn't identify what it was, the mummy is about to turn its face as you just quickly duck under. He looks extremely suspicious all of a sudden as he's slowly marching over. Ray, Neferotep, having surprised you with his bow attack, moves in and blades at his side, ready to front flip right into you. It's getting pretty acrobatic with him. So, what do you do?
Oh, I want to jump back so that as he moves forward, I can reach.
Yeah, do some Dexy.
Dexy.
Get him into a bad spot. All right.
Whoop.
First of all,
Okay.
oh my gosh, yeah, that's why it's scary. Okay. Do you want to use your defend hold?
I would love to use my defend hold to make that half.
Yes. Instead, you're going to take 5 damage. As his knee hits you right in the face, he gets his swords out, both of them arcing around. They cut out a much deeper gash into your chest. But as he presses forward, you manage to completely do an excellent roll as he overshoots his leap. He catches himself along the floor as he slides across and tries to get into a kneeling position. Arye, he is still vulnerable to attack.
I want to take my chain. I want to slash him with it.
You're gonna slash the pharaoh. Do it.
Slash the pharaoh. Roll hack and slash.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You get in as close as you can. His armor is actually almost completely gone as you roll damage.
Oop.
A nasty strike actually sees him bleeding profusely. Ah! And as you're about to get a blow that almost absolutely might have finished him, he quickly strikes out, almost too fast to see with the naked eye. Not fast enough for your defensive hold, and you find that you are pushed back slightly. You and him are standing within the great sunlight in the window, and he says, "You're already dead. You just don't know it."
Gods don't bleed.
He's mad because he knows where that line is from, and it's good. Urra.
What line? What line?
El Dorado. Road to El Dorado. Okay.
All right.
Urra.
I think I figured it out what I need to do.
What are you thinking?
I need to find his heart out, all those organs, and probably stab it with a knife.
You know what I'm
problem.
gonna
I
let you
don't-
try? I'm gonna let you try backstab.
Yeah. Okay. Wait.
Try
Actually
backstab
just-
as you attempt to surprise, because this might be your one shot.
All right, rolling for backstab.
Oh, what will you take for your two options?
So I'm attacking him or the jars at the moment.
You're actually doing damage to him, is the thing.
Okay, the deal damage plus a d6, and
He is getting close, so it could be that he could try to stop you.
yeah, okay. If I select, I don't get into melee. Would that?
Yep, that would allow you to be dodgy.
What would reduce their armor do?
Given the fact that it's more immunity, probably like one real attack, but not really.
Okay, yeah.
Like
I'll
that's
just do
actually
that.
like the fact is his armor is naturally not what saves him.
No, yeah. Okay, so just the extra damage, and I'm not into melee with him because I'm scared.
All right, deal your damage. I'm excited to see this result.
5.
All right, you quickly get up with your whip, and and as you do, everyone looks over as this mummy. You see that his heart has like where his heart actually is on his chest actually immediately starts gushing out his ashes. And he's just like all like furious and stuff. And Urra, he tries to whip you with his flail as fast as he can, but you quickly duck under the table beneath him. You get out of distance, and he's furious. The Fear type would be that, but Arye is coming at him. Arye!
Whoa!
All right.
Array.
Save the day.
Okay. Array is going to take his chain and wrap it around the guy's neck, and then like start bashing his face. You know. Against,
Oh,
yeah.
do it. Give me some hacky
Get
slash.
brutal over here.
Get brutal.
Get brutal.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
you're getting brutal. You're getting brutal. You're
Hug
unleashing
me.
yourself like nothing before. Roll damage.
Roll damage. Can I add an extra d6 to that?
You're gonna go reckless? All right, go reckless.
Okay. There's my normal.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Max
okay.
damage?
This pharaoh,
Damage?
this pharaoh once had a amazing face. It was clean, pristine. It was strong. Arye came in, and let me tell you, after Arye finished with him, Arye's face compared to him's now is enviable. This guy is being torn apart to shreds. You take off his headdress, you take off that fake golden goatee. You start eviscerating him. You're making canopic jars out of him right now, is what you're doing.
Oh.
And as you do so, there's this blood-curdling scream that just echoes throughout the entire palace. And you can actually hear that there are even people like gasping in like utter fear. And this pharaoh, one who considers himself a god upon this earth, falls dead. But you did open yourself to attack Arye. And the mummy goes, usurper! Usurper!
No, he's
You!
just a Kingslayer.
And
No, he's just a God Slayer.
as he's getting
just-
what?
No, go. Sorry, I interrupted.
The mummy instead breathes forth, and you see this mist come out. It's red. It's a spectral red and black, and it's seeping right to you, Arye. You start to feel something terrible within you, as I need you to defy danger with wisdom. Oh my gosh.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Arye, this curse that's starting to infect you and trying to take over your mind, it is hurting, it is pulsating, but you have to resist. You don't know how long you could do it, maybe just enough time. Urra, your friend is about to suffer. He's about to die. If you don't do anything.
All right, is it still coming out of his mouth?
Yes.
Like, is it continuous? Okay. Then I would like to attempt to use the snake whip thing to basically get at his neck area, then pull him away.
This is a
If
little
that's-
unusual given his status. Give me strength.
Yeah.
Urra, you manage to pull him away. You pull him towards you, and the moment you do so, he instead pulls out his flail,
Uh-oh.
and he will do. And that's ignore armor, so you take a full 7 damage as you are whip smacked across the face. You fall off the throne that you were standing upon. Arye, you're up. You're barely up. You just survived a torturous experience as you almost felt yourself rot away completely on the inside.
The organs. Get the organs.
Urra shouts, "Get the organs!" as the mummy goes to grab her by the neck. Given that wrestling, Urra and wrestling don't go well together. Arye, Urra's in trouble.
I immediately just run over to all the organs, and I just want to do like a sweeping attack to the urns.
You're just gonna. I was imagining you did a wrestler elbow drop onto all of them. Just jump up, arms spread out. Go for it.
Belly flop into you.
Give me strength. Smash into all the canopy. Oh my gosh. Give me damage.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, give me damage. For real.
You.
And as the glass shatters, or all the ceramics, you see that the mummy himself, his headdress falls off as he shudders. Urra falls in a bit of a pain state. The mummy, and as you see, his wraps are going undone. Ashes are starting to fill it. He doesn't even look like he has a real body in there. As you just see this form of ash that was hiding underneath the wraps and the fashion, it all starts to fade away into nothingness as he becomes nothing more than a simple pile of bandages and wraps. 2 pharaohs who once schemed against existence and sought to give the elves great status. They are now dead. Unrecognizable messes of themselves. Urra, as all this starts to undo itself, you feel that there is urgent business to attend to. Sounds are coming from the door. Hundreds and hundreds of people who have heard this battle.
All right, Godslayer, let's get the heck out of here.
Urra, before you leave, this side room over here, you do recognize as a room of treasure.
I'll in the glasses if you want.
Arye,
no.
you're quickly securing rope outside the windows, I assume. We're wrapping up. And
Okay.
And as Urra quickly shoves everything that she can, she catches the eyes of the priests. They see the pharaoh's dead. More and more staff, guardsmen, all coming out to witness all this as you two disappear out. The sun starts to set upon the city of Scias, this grand civilization. Its heads cut off, its plans defeated. And with that, we are going to end session.
Woo!
So, I gotta say, I think that was really fun. What did you guys think?
That was fun, definitely.
I liked it.
We're gonna do a very important tradition here. We're gonna do end the session. Did we learn something new or important about the world?
um,
That it was going to be fused with the afterlife.
Yep, the elves were trying to essentially create a
Uh.
permanent bridge between their race and the afterlife.
So one for completion, one for the lore. So that's 2.
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy? I don't think any of you guys did, really.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, like the closest I could think of is possibly those frogs.
Yeah.
in
I
the
mean,
water.
that was way
Yeah,
more
yeah,
notable.
yeah.
Did we loot a
Yeah,
memorable
that's all.
treasure? Any memorable treasure, guys?
A
Can
green
you remember any
necklace,
of them?
Green necklace, some neat magic items. A chick for a
We-
moment.
Oh gosh! Wow, that's great. Let's go through your alignments as quick
That's
as we
4.
can. Urra, do you believe you've done a good job of avoiding detection or infiltration as a whole?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, I agree so.
Okay,
Arye, Array, have you defended those weaker than yourselves? I think you kind of went for your whole people, to be honest. I didn't just defend one person. I defended my entire race. So if he can't respond, I think that's correct. Let's go through the bonds really quick because Array knows incriminating details about me. Do you feel that there was a interesting resolution to that bond, or do you feel like there wasn't good enough opportunity for it?
I don't think there really was, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's now turned to a case of something else entirely.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to smuggle a Pharaoh Slayer out because he got the finishing blow on both of them. I do want to point that out.
Oh my gosh, jeez, way to steal all the glory, Array.
What?
You stole all the glory and killed both pharaohs. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
You
did.
know, 2 guys.
Array. Urra is soft, but I will make them hard like me.
I didn't do that really.
Hey, I think she did a pretty good job, all things considered. I think you recognize that.
I don't know. They don't seem too much more hard. It seems like they were about the same. I did nothing to affect their personality. You know.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for playing. That was really fun. I hope you all have a good time as you're about to go. And for all of you watching, I thank you for enjoying this full one-shot adventure of Dungeon World. Go ahead and tell me what you thought about it, and maybe we'll do it again someday. Who knows? But for now, we are done. Say bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.